King Rama X disowned his 4 sons, forcing them into exile while their sister lived in luxury. Did you know that King Rama X of Thailand, one of the wealthiest monarchs in the world, has 4 sons living in exile, while his daughter enjoys a life of royal luxury? Yes, it's a shocking reality. While Princess Sirivannavari dazzles in the limelight as a fashion icon and national athlete, her brothers have spent decades far from the palace, building their lives in the United States. But how did things come to this? And also, what could have made the king disown his own sons and force them to live far away from their royal heritage? Well, this is Lux Diaries. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. Now, let's dive deep into this dramatic story and explore even the unanswered questions about their future. First, let's dive straight into the rise and fall of Sujarani. You see, Rama X's romantic history is nothing short of complex. He's reportedly on his 4th marriage now, but let's rewind a bit. His first 3 marriages all ended in divorce. The first one took place in 1977, when he married his maternal cousin, Princess Somsawali. Just a year later, they welcomed their only child, Princess Bairakitiyabha. But while this marriage was still officially intact, the crown prince had already moved on. He was living with Sujaraniya Vivaccharawangsi, formerly known as Yuvadida Polpraserth, a well-known Thai actress and the mother of his 4 sons and a daughter. Sujarane was an intriguing character herself. Born in 1962, she was introduced to the arts early on, thanks to her musician father. By the age of 15, she'd already made a name for herself in the entertainment industry, adopting the stage name Benz. Between 1977 and 1979, she starred in several low-budget films before calling it quits on her acting career. It wasn't long after that she caught the eye of the crown prince. The two quickly became a thing in the public eye, and by 1994, they officially got married. But there was one problem. Interestingly, their marriage was not blessed by Queen Sirikit. She chose not to bless her son's second marriage after he had abandoned her niece for his eventual second wife, and the royal family did not immediately publicize the marriage. Later on, it was evident that Sujarani's life had changed so much after they got married. She was given the permission to change her birth name so that it could reflect her new status as a royal consort. After changing, she became Mom Sujarne Mahidol na Ayudhaya. She was also given a military commission as a major alongside her title, where she could participate in royal ceremonies. But the fairy tale didn't last. By 1996, it all fell apart. Allegations surfaced that Sujarani had an affair with Anand Rotzamkyan, a 60-year-old air marshal. The fallout was brutal. Sujarani and her sons were stripped of their royal titles and diplomatic passports. The crown prince went so far as to post accusations of her infidelity around the palace. Forced to flee, she took their 5 children and found refuge in Britain. However, it didn't take long before their daughter, Sirivannavari, was brought back to Thailand. She was soon elevated to princess status by a royal command from King Bhumibol Adulyadej in 2005. As for Sujarani's 4 sons, they weren't as fortunate. Despite the palace claiming they had renounced their royal titles, they retained the right to use the title His Serene Highness. Even so, they have been banished from Thailand and now live in the United States. Their exile raises questions about their place in the line of succession, though most believe they've been removed from any possibility of claiming the throne. But what do you think made the king to spare her daughter? Could she have been the one who informed her father about the infidelity? Today, Sujarani's daughter has become a true media star who is loved by everyone. Thai Princess Sirivannavari Nariratana is not just royalty. She's talented in so many ways. From fashion to sports, she's got it all. Her big break in fashion came in 2007 when the famous designer Pierre Balmain invited her to show her collection at Paris Fashion Week. Since then, her clothing line, Sirivannavari, has become known worldwide for its elegant and flowing designs. One of her recent collections, Horse, Helen, and Henri, was even inspired by a poem she wrote, showing just how creative she really is. That's right, the princess isn't just a fashion icon. She took up poetry a few years ago, and the poem behind her fashion line tells the story of a military officer named Henry and a country girl named Helen. In the story, the soldier's horse plays a heroic role, reuniting the lovers by carrying the wounded officer back to Helen's arms. And if all that wasn't impressive enough, Princess Sirivannavari holds the title of the richest princess in the world, with a staggering net worth of 35 billion pounds. Talk about living a life that's anything but ordinary. On the other hand, we have the exiled princes. One can only imagine what it must feel like for Rama X's 4 eldest sons, who have spent years living in the United States while their sister has enjoyed a life of luxury. Despite being their father, Rama X's role in their upbringing was nearly non-existent. Their mother raised them alone. Today, all 4 sons are grown and have built successful careers far from the glitz of the Thai palace. Let's start with Vajrasaurn Vivacharabongsa, the king's second son. His journey in the US began with humble jobs, selling hot dogs and vacuum cleaners, but he had bigger ambitions. Vajrasaurn pursued his education at Trinity Preparatory School and then set his sights on law. He earned his bachelor's and master's degrees from Stetson University College of Law in Gulfport, Florida. Not stopping there, he went on to receive a graduate degree in international law, LLM, from George Washington University Law School in Washington, D.C. Talk about determination. In 2023, Vajrasaurn and his brother, Chakrawarti, surprised everyone when they visited Thailand for the first time in 27 years. Their unexpected trip set off a wave of speculation across the country. Could this be the start of their return to the royal fold? The palace, however, has remained tight-lipped, offering no official statement on the brothers' visit. Despite the kingdom's strict lèse-majesté laws that heavily restrict any public discourse about the royal family, social media was abuzz with people trying to decode the reasons behind their sudden return. Vajrasaurn, now 42, made his visit count. He was seen at a daycare center for underprivileged children and a Buddhist temple in the capital. A few days later, his younger brother Chakrawarti, who is now 40, joined him. Together they visited Siriraj Hospital and paid their respects to images of their late grandfather and great-grandfather, Prince Mahidol, revered as the father of modern medicine in Thailand. Before leaving, the brothers held a brief and emotional news conference. Vajrasaurn did most of the talking, holding his brother's hand as he spoke. His voice wavered as he mentioned their father. "I am grateful for His Majesty the King's kindness, as well as the nation. I am happy to be born in Thailand." He then added, "This time I have to leave again, but I hope that in the future, my brothers and I can visit Thailand again." The question of whether they met with King Rama X during their visit remains unanswered, though. Their trip comes at a difficult time for the royal family. The king's eldest child, Princess Sirivannavari, collapsed due to a heart problem in December and has been hospitalized in an unconscious state ever since. In January, the palace announced that she suffered a severe heart arrhythmia caused by inflammation from a mycoplasma infection, with doctors using a support system to maintain her heart, lung, and kidney functions. While the palace has not revealed details of her illness, the Thai public has speculated that the princess might never recover. This situation has added even more uncertainty to the royal succession. Vajrasaurn had been tipped to become the next sovereign, defying the traditionally patriarchal rule of succession, although the king had not, and still has not, formally named a successor. With Rama X now in his 70s and no clear heir apparent, the brothers' visit has stirred even more questions about the future of Thailand's monarchy. And that's the dramatic story of King Rama's sons living in exile while their sister enjoys royal life. It's a tale filled with intrigue, heartbreak, and questions that still linger. Now, with recent events and unexpected visits back to Thailand, it makes us wonder, could a reunion with the royal family be on the horizon, or will they continue their lives far away from the palace gates? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this royal saga in the comments section below, and don't forget to stay tuned for more amazing videos like this one.